Hi. Thank you again for watching. I really appreciate. Today on this video, I'm going to address something that I brought up on the last video, the video that's entitled You Are Worthy. I've said that there are people who tell others or who make other people feel that they're not worthy. And I have a question here: who are the most likely people to make one feel unworthy? So it is an interesting question. Who are the most likely people to make one feel unworthy? And if you just hear a question like that, chances are you may want to dismiss it, that is that important, or you may want to start pointing a finger further than what is really necessary, because the people who can make one unworthy don't really need to be very far, or they are not distant. It can actually be people who are very close to us, the family members. The husband making the wife feel unworthy, and the wife can also make the husband feel unworthy, and it shouldn't be so. And we shouldn't allow ourselves, no matter how angry we are, to say things that will just demean the other person. Let's be builders, build another person, encourage your wife, encourage your husband, see the best in them instead of seeing the worst and saying the worst. Do not tell them something to silence them, because sometimes you just want a person to be quiet, so you just say something very mean and they don't know what to say, and you think, oh, I have silenced her. It shouldn't be so. So spouses can make each other feel unworthy. The parents, sometimes we say mean things to our children, and it shouldn't be so. We compare our children. The children don't need to be compared. Accept and appreciate the differences in your children. Do not make them feel that they are not important, they are not worthy than the other person or the other children, their cousins, that you think they are the best. You are the parent to your children, and you have to do everything in your power to encourage your children. If you have ever said anything mean to your children, if we have ever said anything mean to our children, let's learn to apologize to them and say, sorry, I have said that, and I am very sorry. Do not even try to justify why you said it. Just apologize. And at the same time, pray and ask God that the mean words, the bad stuff you said concerning your children, God will not allow them to come to pass, because there's power that in every word that we confess. So if we have said something bad concerning our children, we ask God for mercy, that whatever we have said will not come to pass in the mighty name of Jesus. And we ask God as well to heal our children from every emotional pain that has been caused by what we have said to them. Siblings, as parents in our homes with our families, we have to watch how our children talk to each other, that there is no demeaning each other that happens, that the children, one child will end up being picked out on. It is not right. There shouldn't be any name calling that is allowed within the family among our children. And the only way we can do that is we know how they play, how they interact. Let's just not be dismissive. If another child is brought to your attention that they've been called names by their siblings, address that issue immediately, and you will save your children from, because they'll start calling each other names in the home, and before you know it, they are taking it out as well, bullying each other, and that needs to be addressed immediately. And as you address it, we, the children, will know what is right and what is wrong. Another group is a group of the cousins. When you meet in the family gatherings and all that, do not think that all is well. Sometimes you have to check on how children interact and what they talk about, because we, as their parents, we may be brothers, sisters, siblings and all that. We don't have the same standards of living. We don't live in the same places, in the same locations, and that difference children can actually use it to pick on their cousins. So as children, they need to be taught that we may be living differently, our standard of living is different, but we are all families, and as we do that, we will be united as a family. And there's a way, when you find that there's an issue, that there are good ways to address this. Don't just say, okay, next time I'm not going to the family gatherings. That's not how you address the issues. There are better ways to address those issues. What is important is to know that things like that could be happening. People, children can be mean to each other and make other children feel unimportant and unworthy based on the things they don't have control over. The in-laws can make a person feel unimportant, unworthy. It happens, it affects a lot of women. They got married into their husbands homes, and you're in a very good relationship with your husband, but with the family members of your husband, it is really difficult. They pick on you simply because maybe you were not their choice, so to them you're never good enough. They pick on you, and you try to tell your husband that this is what you're facing, and because you're talking about his family, his siblings, he won't understand you. He thinks, okay, that's the usual, the general, that okay, in-laws don't get along. But sometimes you have to listen to your wife, hear her out, because it is something that really happens, that uh, sisters-in-laws, brothers-in-law can pick on your wife behind your back. So you have to listen, you have to understand. In as much as you do not allow your family members to sleep with your wife, do not allow them to talk to your wife anyhow. Do not allow them to abuse your wife. And if your wife has brought an issue to you, hear her out, address her, because you're the only person she is close to in that family. And that way you are going to build the relationship and build the home. um the friends and the colleagues, those are outside. Let's just concentrate on what happens within the families, because all this feeling, what happens with the outside may not have as much impact as what happens inside. And if a person feels safe within the family, or if we address these issues within the family, when it happens outside, we will be able to address it better, and our children can feel safe and confident to come home and report these issues, because they know that we have addressed them in the family. So when they bring it from outside, we can address it as well. So, and as I was thinking of this, I was reminded of the story that is in Genesis 21, where Sarah saw Ishmael being mean to Isaac, and she addressed it promptly. That's what we need to do as well. That when we see things like that, when we see bullying happening in our families, let's not just turn a blind eye to it. Let's address it, and as we address it, we'll be able to move forward. Enjoy your evening. Bye.